Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. We got a lot to cover this morning. So, let's get right into it, man. Welcome in, everybody. It's been a while since I've done a pre-market YouTube live, so I figured I'd hop on today, considering the market was closed yesterday. And, yeah, man. Let's do the damn thing. Can everybody see clear? Everybody can hear clear? Everybody can see my beautiful blue lines? Everybody can hear clear? Let me get it for one if you can, one if you can't. Let's get it. Let's get this show on the road. Go ahead and prepare this Zoom link for afterwards, just to be prepared. What's today? 6:20. Hope everybody enjoyed their day off yesterday. It's time to get back to it. Friday. Beautiful, beautiful Friday. Do. Alrighty. Everybody's good to go. I'm good to go. Let's get this thing rocking. Alrighty, you guys. Here we go. This is what we're working with today. Coming off a market closure yesterday due to Juneteenth, which was also my birthday. Yeah, man. Let's get it. Let me go ahead and make this chart bigger for you guys, and let's go over what we're watching here pre-market going into this trading day. First things first, I mean, I feel like it's very important to note futures in general, right? Yesterday, when the stock market was closed, futures were open, and they did something very important, right, that everybody should be paying attention to, and that's what happened, right? If you want to talk about what happened yesterday, when the stock market was closed and the futures market was open, look at what we did, right? Look at what we did. We had this major demand down here, 21,650, and what did we do? We came right down into this demand yesterday and bounced right off of it perfectly. Massive gap up on last night's open on futures, and here we are trading higher. So the big question we ask ourselves, is the market going higher for a valid reason? Is the context behind the market to go higher? Yes. Yes. Everything's there for the market to go higher, right? Bounced off this macro demand, right? FOMC wasn't super bearish, right? But the context is there for us to go higher. So now that we're taking that into the trading day, same thing with ES, right? Look at ES. What did we do yesterday? Pulled right into this massive demand. Nobody was trading yesterday. Well, at least I wasn't. Some of you guys might have. And what did we do? We ripped, right? YM, what did we do? Pushed into this major demand, broke it, reclaimed, and we ripped. So going into today's trading session, the context is there, right, for this rip. It's not like this is random or this is coming out of the middle of nowhere. No, this makes sense, right? So going into today's trading day, we got our hands full, right? We got our hands full, and we're going to start here with SPY. Higher time frame, you could argue, you know, this is a bull flag, whatever you want to argue. It's bullish, right? Right now we're sitting about 2.8% away from all-time highs. Just retested this massive structure, right? You guys can see this is that big demand here. We just retested it. We held it. So the chart is geared for higher here. And what we need to be watching today, first things first, major demand here, 594. All right? We've kind of developed this nice little downtrend here, but I also want to point out the choppiness that we've seen in this range, right? This range has not been very forgiving, to say the least, right? So here we are opening at the bottom of this demand on SPY. Our game plan today is very simple, right? We're down this demand 594. We're holding. We can look for longs, right? This is where we look for longs. This is where we have room to squeeze back into that 602. 602 is the big pivot here. As you guys can see, we've really struggled with this area 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times in the past week, right? So big level today, 594, that's the demand. Big level today, 602, that's the supply. We pop back at this 602 and we show weakness, sure, it would be valid for the initial reject. But obviously the main watch is going to be that break and hold above 602, break this hourly downtrend. That'll open the door for a move back into those daily highs at 606. Above 606, that's where we get that move back into all-time highs at 613. Now, as always, I like to keep you guys prepared. Let's say the market gets weak, right? Market gets weak. We end up breaking this 594. That is the short criteria. 591, 584, right? If we break this 594, longs are off the table. That's where we can flip short, target that 591, ultimately targeting that low 580s. And that is the game plan on SPY, right? We want to see this range break. We want to see some decision, right? All we've seen is what? A pop, a drop, a pop, a drop, a pop, a drop, a pop, a drop, right? Same thing over and over. One green day, one red day. One green day, one red day. One green day, one red day. Every single day, right? It's been the same thing. Look at these pivots. Green day, red day. Green day, red day. Green day, red day. It's been the same thing for the past 8 trading days, right? And it's very annoying, but it's what we have to deal with right now. So the big levels that we need to be focused on are, as I just discussed, on SPY, QQQ, identical chart, right? Right now we are trading about 1.9% away from all-time highs. The big focal point here is going to obviously be the bottom of the range, 524.50, top of the range, 537. If we can get below this 524.50, that is the short criteria. Back down into 520, ultimately targeting those low 510s. We do have a big level here at 533. This can be our inflection point today. If we can reclaim that, that would be the long criteria back into 537. Above 537, that is that move back into all-time highs. Above all-time highs, you guys know we're in price discovery mode, and that's where things really get squeezy. So Qs, the big watch, 524.50, 533, 537. As of right now, we're still holding that demand, so the context for a rip is there today as long as this demand holds. And again, going back over NQ, you guys can see this chart is clear as day. Yesterday, market was closed, futures were open. What did we do? Pushed into this massive demand. Not only did we hold that demand, we pulled back higher low, swept those highs. Here we are breaking this hourly downtrend. NQ looks very strong, right? What I would watch today on NQ is a pullback 21.950 or 21.850 for a demand bounce and look for that leg higher. If you're looking for shorts on NQ, it needs to be back below this 21.850, which gets us a move into these lows. In terms of upside, like I said, I would just find a nice dip or take a nice momentum-based setup and go from there. If we fail that 21.850, that's where we can look for shorts. Until then, it's not going to be any fun, right? On top of that, look at the daily chart here. Right? What do we just do? You guys got to pay attention to the context clues the market gives you. What do we do? Massive demand. Massive demand. Yesterday, this candle was fully red at one point. Think about that. This candle was fully red at one point. What did we do? Wicked right into this massive demand, and this candle is now flipped into a massive bullish pen bar. Strong as it gets, right? Ask yourself, do you want to be shorting a setup like this? A daily demand, a daily bullish pin bar, right? If we get back below that previous day's low, sure, that could be some opportunity. But this is not a chart you want to short, okay? It's not a chart you want to short. Look at YM, same thing, massive demand. Candle was fully red, tested, bullish pin bar. NQ, what do you notice? Massive demand. This candle was fully red at one point, a bright red candle. Now a massive bullish pin bar. That's as strong as strong gets. Context is there for a reversal. Price action strong. That simple, right? It is that simple, guys. It is that simple. That freaking simple. All right? That simple today. All right, let's get into these individual names. That's what I'm watching on SPY, QQQ, NQ, and ES. Favorite individual name today is Coin. Obvious reasons. I mean, look at this thing. We just had a macro breakout. This is huge, right? This is absolutely huge. 277 is that level that we just broke. I mean, now that I'm looking at this chart a little bit more in depth, I think that's not very logical, right? I don't think we're going to pull back 10% today. So I'm kind of going to put Coin on the back burner because of this move. I mean, we could take it above 311, right? We could look for that break and hold above 311 into 325. But I think this bounce is off the table. I don't think we're going to get a 10% downside move after a 10% upside move. I could be wrong. Keep it on your watch, but I would say that bounces off the table. AMD, this is my top watch today. Absolute beautiful chart here. You guys can see we broke that daily structure. 125, daily 200 MA. This is huge. Flagging on the daily. Massive, massive hourly demand here. 125, 124.50. This is it, right? This is the almighty levels of all levels. Pull back 125, 125, 124.50. That's that area you want to watch for a demand bounce. Get above that 130. That's that level you want to watch for a break and hold for that squeeze back into 132, ultimately targeting at 135. AMD is the A+ setup today, long as we're above this 125 or we get back above that 130. All right? Apple. Apple has done enough consolidating down at this demand, holding this major 195 level, starting to really curl here, right? If you notice the bottom of this formation, we're really starting to curl, right? We're really starting to curl here. Massive structure. On Apple, 198.50. You guys can clearly see this is a major, major structure. Next big supply is that 200 level. Safest approach here is waiting for that 200 level to break and then look for that squeeze on Apple. Higher risk approach is a break and hold above 198.50. We can look for that long entry into 200 and then determine what we want to do from there. If you want to be short on Apple, it needs to be below 195. Apple's above 195. This is not a chart that you want to short as of right now, okay? That's what I'm watching there on Apple. This is a beautiful chart if we can get above that 198 or 200 level. Meta, keeping a close eye here. Daily resistance, 706. This is the top watch for one, a break and hold, so we can go long. Or two, if we fail that 706, get back below 695, that would be the short criteria. Those are the two big levels on Meta. Overall market sentiment obviously is going to play a huge part, but that looks very, very, very good on Meta. Nvidia, same thing we've all been watching for some time now. Big level here, 146. This is just waiting for that explosion into 149, 150. We get above that 146 on Nvidia, look for that break and hold, and go long, targeting that 149, 150. That is the game plan there on Nvidia. Tesla, same watch as last week. Major supply here, 335. Major demand here, 310. Tesla gets above that 335. Look for that break and hold for the squeeze back into 350. If we get below that 310, look for that short back down into the 300s. That is the game plan on Tesla. I think there will be value here as long as we break, obviously, right? If Tesla's in between that 335 and that 310, that is my no trade zone on Tesla. I don't want any parts of it. You guys can see the range is set. If you trade in between the range, that's your fault. All right? Microsoft, absolute freight train, chugging along here, all-time highs every day. You guys can see Microsoft is a freight train. My top watch here on Microsoft is this 480 level. I think today's going to be the day. Market gets strong. Microsoft holds this 480. This can make a move back into 490, potentially even 500 very quick. So just keep this on the top watch. Microsoft holds this 480 level. That is the A+ long for that all-time high move into 490. Potentially even 500. That is a beautiful, beautiful chart today, guys. All right. Coin, like I said, is on the back burner. Nothing too significant here on this chart, but I do like that demand pullback. But again, that's 10% away. I feel like the likelihoodness of that is very slim. But like I said, we'll keep it on the back burner. Alrighty, you guys. Got a couple more minutes left here. You guys drop some tickers. I'll check them out. And I will see you guys on Zoom here in a little bit. What you guys got for me? What you guys want me to look at? Will I do these more? I'll do them a couple times a week. You know, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Game plan is I'll hop on here pre-market with you guys. We'll go over my pre-market routine, what I'm looking for, my game plan, overall market sentiment, and then we'll hop on Zoom, specifically talking to the mentees. So I posted the Zoom link already. We'll hop over there. Boom. I'll post the Zoom link as normal in Instagram channel later on. And we'll get it like that. All right. Sound good? Sounds good. IWM, let's check it out. I was fond of this chart, but I'm not really fond of it right now, to be honest with you. We're still below this major supply. This supply is clear as day. If we get above 213 on IWM, that could be a great short. I mean, a great long. If we fail that 213, that could be a great short. So big level on IWM, 213, 212.50. What else we got here? Uber. Let's check out Uber. I mean, if you're a swing trader, this is what you're looking for, right? You're looking for this break and retest here. Major demand, 82. I mean, long as Uber holds this 82, I consider this a bullish chart, right? You guys can see this is it, right? So long as Uber's above 82, this could be a good swing. Looks like we've got a nice daily wedge here. You know, it looks good. So I would say long as we're above 82, that's a bullish chart. That is a bullish chart for sure. What else we got? Google. Google looks a little weird here. Google, we still got the massive 171 level, which is that daily 200 MA. We got that massive resistance here at 177. So I would say Google below 171 down into that 165, or if we get strong, Google above 177 back into that 182 level. That would be the game plan there. But obviously this depends on overall market sentiment as well. What else we got? Circle. Don't know what the fuck this is. Circle Internet Group. It is up 270% since its what? IPO here. What was that? 0605. Yeah, I don't know too much about this. I would be careful. It's strong. That's all I gotta say. Obviously, it's some squeeze motion here. Now, you don't short stuff like this. If you do, you're gonna learn the hard way. Hood. We'll check out Hood and then one more. Hood's just searching for those all-time highs. 85. Again, I'm not very fluent with trading at all-time highs. This is not my strong suit. So I mean, with Hood, I mean, just don't fight the trend. That's what I would say. Don't fight the trend. Big level at 80. 80 should get us back into 85. But yeah, that's what I would say. Don't fight the trend on Hood. That is what I would say. Don't fight the trend on Hood. That is all I would say, guys. That's pretty much it. Don't fight the trim, damn it. Gold? Sure, we could check out gold. Then I gotta rock out, get my food. Gold's starting to roll over, man. That's what's happening here. Gold's starting to roll over. We have this massive uptrend here. Just rejected this massive supply. And it's really been starting to roll over. I've been keeping an eye on this. You guys can see this downtrend is being held very well also. I don't know what we could do it right at this moment, but if we pull back into this 2300 area, that could be a good long entry. If we hold below this structure here, 3360, I think that could be a great short back down into that 3300. So the big focus levels will be the 3360, 3300. And yeah, that pretty much be it, man. Nothing really significant there on that chart for me at the moment. Nothing really significant. OSCR, let's see. Alright, this is the last one. I don't know what the fuck this is. Oscar Health. Big breakout. It's strong. I don't know too much about it, so I don't want to speak on it too much. But long as it's above this 19 level, I would hold. If you're long, or if you want to be long, I mean, this is it. Right? This is the level of all levels. Yeah. If I knew more about it, I would probably trade it, but I don't. Pullback 1850. That's where you would look to pick up a long position off that massive demand. If you're already long, that would be your stop below that 1850. Realistically, this has room back up here into the 23s, so that looks good. Yeah, if you're long that chart, that looks good. Looks very good. Looks very good. But alright, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and eat my breakfast. Get ready for the Zoom. I will see you guys in approximately 30-40 minutes on the Zoom. All right. And yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this pre-market webinar. I try to make it short, sweet, straight to the point, help everybody get prepared for the trading day, see what it looks like on my end. And yeah, man, I'll catch you guys here in a little bit. Let's trade safe. Let's trade smart today. Happy Friday, everyone. Be sure to smack that like button. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace, all.